Hi everyone, my name is Mohammed Jaffrey and I graduated from Katella High School back in 2008. During my time at ASB, I was ASB president my senior year, junior class president my junior year, and commissioner of cultural affairs my sophomore year. And it was probably one of the greatest experiences of my life. That's why I'm so excited to be able to share my story with you today, and I didn't want to miss out on the opportunity to do that even though I couldn't be there in person, which I apologize for. But it all started when my parents came here in the late 80s. They are two immigrants that traveled all the way from Pakistan that came to California with the hopes that their kids would have a bright and educated future. And I hope I've lived up to that. And they really had no idea what this country had in store, but all they knew is that they wanted a better life for their kids. And that's always been the fuel for my passion and my success and my ambition. And it's really made me the person that I am today. And really, I've always had this drive to make my parents proud and really make sure that they know that I will one day hopefully be able to take care of them. And, I was working dead end retail jobs for a long time after I graduated high school. And I really had no clue what direction I was headed in. I didn't know what I was going to do, what major I wanted to be. But all I knew is that, I really wanted to make people happy because I consider myself a pretty happy person. So I took a risk and started selling tickets at Disneyland back in 2010. And little did I know that that would be the greatest decision that I ever made because I now am still with the company 8 years later. So with the Walt Disney Company, I started, like I said, as a ticket seller. I got involved in youth programs where I got to teach kids educational programs, which has always been a passion of mine. And from there, I got into learning and development. And then I also got to train and take people all over the world for a summer in France in 2014, where I led families on vacation. I had never been to Europe myself before, but the company trusted me to let all these Americans come with me to France and have a preset itinerary and travel the world together. Probably one of the greatest experiences that I've had. Not only that, something that's always been a passion of mine is philanthropy and working with people that are have not otherwise been served. So, because of my passion for volunteering, Disney offered a trip to the Amazon jungle, and I was one of 30 people selected from the entire company in 2013 to go down to the Amazon, do a service project, and it's honestly the best 10 days of my life. And throughout different jobs at Disney, being a manager, being in operations, I decided to, on a whim, apply for a job at Walt Disney Studios, where we put out some of the greatest movies that you probably have seen. And I just decided to do it. And 2 weeks later, I had a job waiting for me, my dream job at Walt Disney Studios. And that's where I am today, almost 8 years later. And my job is to connect our movies to the rest of the company. So not only am I doing something that I love and working in the industry that I never thought I'd be in, first of all, having started selling tickets 8 years ago, but I also get to bring the company into the studios, which is a scale where, at first, all of my experiences in the past have felt random. It felt like it was this conglomeration of all of those things, and it came together for me to have this job. And I feel so fortunate. So not only do I do that, but I also help put on our world premieres, which is why I couldn't be there. Is tomorrow is a premiere of Christopher Robin, and I had a ton of work to do to make that happen. So I apologize once again for not being there. But the reason that I even share this with you is that, one, you just don't know where your journey is going to take you. And two, really the person that I am today is because of the foundation that I had in high school, in ASB, being in a leadership role. I've served now as a leader of hundreds of people, but guess where it all started? It was right here. It was through ASB camp. It was through leading a council. It was through putting on events. Those are all things that I'm still doing today in different ways. It just has a different name and title, and it's under Disney. So that's what I wanted to express to you today, is that communication and dealing with different types of people is where it starts, but you hone those skills early on, and they really set the tone for the rest of your career, and that's what you have the opportunity to do. Really look at a person as an individual, look beyond yourself to really make a difference, look at yourself as a servant leader, meaning that you are there to serve others. And I promise you the fulfillment that you get out of that is more rewarding than trying to monopolize on yourself and being self-centered. That's something that I've always, always, always tried to push myself to do, is always remain myself, always serve others, and always treat people with kindness and compassion. And I started learning that at a very early age, and I've continued that almost 10 years later at the Walt Disney Company, and it all started in that classroom back in ASB. And I'm so grateful for my instructors and leaders and teachers that believed in me back then to give me the tools and to become the man that I am today. So I hope you were able to take away something from my story today, and I once again wish I was there with you, but just know that I'm there with you in spirit, and I hope to get to speak in front of you again someday. Have a great day.